This week's movies: Blue is the Warmest Color, The Square, and The Counselor.
I just need you to be sure that you're locked in. Because I don't know. Maybe I should tell you what Mickey Rourke told What's-His-Face. That's my recommendation anyway, Counselor. Don't do it.
Directed by Ridley Scott from a script by Cormac McCarthy, The Counselor is about a lawyer who gets involved with drug traffickers. In her review, Manohla Dargis writes, Mr. Scott manages all his swiftly spinning parts with impeccable control and a lucid visual style. The beauty of the landscapes is about all that feels coherent in an often unrecognizable, unsettling world. Mr. Scott's seriousness isn't always well served by the scripts he films, but in Mr. McCarthy he has found a partner whose convictions make no room for canned formula.
You're blushing. Just rattling your cage. What a world.
You think the world is strange?
I meant yours.
خليني احكي لك القصه ابتدت ازاي. ابتدت لما شويه شباب جدعان عشان يحاربوا الظلم والفساد والفقر. ميدان التحرير. انا قابلت مجدي عاشور في الميدان. مجدي عاشور هو احد اعضاء الاخوان المسلمين.
Directed by Jehan Noujaim, The Square is a documentary about the Egyptian revolution from the winter of 2011 to the summer of 2013. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, even though The Square depicts widely covered recent events, it still feels like a revelation. This is partly because of the immediacy of Miss Noujaim's approach, which often puts the viewer in the midst of chaos as it unfolds.
يقول لي دي الحرب دي ده في حرب في الميدان مش ثورة دي مش ثورة لا.
This fearless exercise in political reportage is also a formidable, if necessarily raw, work of political thought. While it records the gruesome collision of utopian aspirations with cold political realities, it is not a depressing film. It suggests that the Egyptian revolution, after a glorious birth and a blighted infancy, is still at square one.
أنا بحبه لكن بكره جماعة الإخوان المسلمين. حق الإخوان يقفوا مع المجلس العسكري اللي قتل شعبه. خدوا الميدان واعملوا اللي انتوا عايزينه والثورة جاية غصب عن أي حد.
C'est marrant. En fait, si tu veux, tout ça n'a pas beaucoup d'importance. Sartre, en fait, il a fait une petite révolution intellectuelle qui a eu pour mérite de libérer toute une génération. Faire qu'on peut décider soi-même de sa vie sans aucun principe supérieur.
Directed by Abdelatif Kassiche, Blue is the Warmest Color is a love story about a young woman's passage from curiosity to heartbreak. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, trying to push the boundaries of empathy to communicate physical rapture by visual means, Mr. Kassiche bumps into the limits of the medium and lapses into voyeurism, turning erotic sensation into a spectacle of flesh. The film is at times as sloppy as its heroine with her runny nose and unruly hair, but it is never dull, lazy, or predictable. It is dizzy, obsessive, inspired, and relentless. Many more words can and will be spent on Blue is the Warmest Color, but for now I'll settle for just one: glorious.